Welcome to part 3 of our fundamentals training series that we're working through at the moment. So we're now going into our footwork, and today we're looking at our basic pivot, our basic stance, step and slide, basic stance, launch step, our arrow walk stance, step and slide, and our arrow walk stance, launch step. So beginning with our pivot step, and the pivot step in Wing Chun, we have different variations of doing it, but the first one we're going to do is about being able to turn our body off the central axes, the longitudinal axes going through us, to either generate force or disperse force. So it's quite clear. If you turn your body, you're basically using that rotation to help you generate force. And also, if you need to disperse force, in Wing Chun, if we have force coming in on a particular side, instead of just thinking about letting it go, we're actually using that to generate power from the other side. So if you imagine we're like a revolving door, where if someone pushes on one side, we come with the other side. If someone pushes on this side, we let that go. We do let it go, but we actually use that to help us generate power into our other strike, whether that's with our defending and striking, or with our footwork as well, once we end up stepping off with diagonal steps, etc. So this basic pivot is fundamental in our Wing Chun movement, moving all through the stages, and also whenever we make contact with someone. So let's have a look at it. So the key aspect before we do it together is to think about your hip opening as you pivot. So with this initial step, we're using the whole of the foot. So we're not pivoting on the balls of the foot, we're using the whole surface of the foot to keep a connection, and we're actually pivoting on the heel of the foot. So we have maximum connection for the whole time. So we're actually thinking about the hip opening up in the inside, and the rest of the body goes with it. So I'm opening the hip, and the rest of my torso and the whole of my body turns with that. So that's the key aspect to focus on when you're pivoting like this. Again, once we pivot off, we go onto the diagonals. So we turn off. So if you imagine force coming in this side, I'd pivot off, and at the same time my other hand would end up facing towards the target in front of me because you're turning your body off. Bam. So let's give it a go. Our initial basic pivot. Let's open up our stance. And we're going to pivot to the right first. We'll leave our arms out of it, so if we just go one and pivot to the right. Hold that position, make sure you've got maximum connection to the ground. And now we're going to pivot to our left. So our left hip, is going to open up first. So we'll go 2, and then the right hip closes. So we're opening the hip and then closing. Same thing when we go back. 3, open, close. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So try and maintain your structure, your shape, all the way through when you're doing this. So on this next set we're going to do, try and maintain your structure all the way through as you're doing this. So try not to end up leaning as you're doing it or leaning backwards. We're trying to keep our balance 50-50 and keep our head to the sky. So let's do one more set thinking about that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So you should feel that open, close, open, close, open, close. And again, after, when you start connecting up to people, this will be a really powerful way of pivoting. You'll feel it, rather than going, for example, we do have other pivots, but rather than moving backwards, once you're connected to someone, if someone's putting force into you, if you're going backwards, it's very easy to go off through the hill and get knocked off and lose your balance. But if you move in this manner, you can actually keep pressure on someone and keep your force directing into them and going forward. So this is our initial basic pivot in Wing Chun. And you can do that from your basic stance, you can do that from your walking stance, your arrow walk stance. But we're going to move into actually stepping now from our basic stance. And if you just have a look in quickly, our first basic stepping that we're going to practice is from our square on stance. And it looks like this. We've got step and slide. We're going to have forward and backwards, step and sliding in all directions. And this is the safest footwork. So step and slide, whether it's in this square stance or in an arrow walk stance, is the safest footwork for maintaining your balance, keeping that maximum connection with the floor and your feet being off the floor for the shortest amount of time. So you'll see when people are moving and they want to maintain their balance, whether that's in boxing or any competition, you'll see this sort of footwork where you're stepping and sliding. And we use this in Wing Chun for our general movement when we're moving around, but also we use it when we're connected to people in other manners, which I will show later on. So that's our step and slide footwork. And let's actually give it a go from our basic stance. We're going to go right, left, forward, back. When you're going forward and back, you can step with either leg forward. You can just alternate, but keep the footwork small so your feet stay underneath you. You don't want to be taking big steps because it'll take a long time to actually make the steps. So they're actually small steps. Your step, slide, step, slide. So the steps are nice and small so you can get your center of gravity back in the middle of your legs again. So let's open up our stance. And we're going to go to the right first. Again, taking care to keep our head to the sky, knees slightly bent so our weights drop to the ground. And we're going to go 1. I'm going to go back to the left, 2, forward, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Same thing to the left. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Last time. 1, 2, 3, 4. Excellent. Left foot to right. Push down. So this is our basic step and slide footwork. We're now going to look at the launch step. So the launch step, the only difference is now we're using this to either strike or to evade quickly. So if we're just moving and we want to keep our balance, then step and slide is a safe, controlled way. But if someone throws a strike at you, or you want to strike, then you're going to use this launch step. The difference is if I was stepping and sliding forward, I'll show you from both stances. If I was stepping and sliding forward, wherever I'm going towards, I step and I slide. Or from the arrow walk stance, I step and I slide. When I'm using the launch step, I'm now going to push off the back leg. So instead of moving my front leg first and taking the back leg, I'm now going to push off that leg, boom. to move quickly, and that could be forwards or backwards. You can use them both to move in any direction, forward, back, left and right, which we'll be doing in a second. Got a nice terrain here, there's sticks, and this is what it's good for training your footwork because you have to keep it adaptable. So the launch step allows you to move quickly, whether that be with a strike, or retreating with a strike, or it could just be evading with evasive movement. If you need to dodge an attack, you'd use the launch step. So we're going to give that a go from our basic stance. It look like this. We're going to go to the right. We'll be pushing off now this leg. I'll exaggerate a bit. Boom. This way. Boom. Forward. Boom. Back. Boom. So this is I'm exaggerating a bit, but that's why you need a good connection with the ground, because we're going to push off the ground. So if you're upright like this, it's going to be hard to actually use this launch step because you won't feel your weight drop to the ground and connected. As soon as you drop down, you could be able to feel that you can just move straight away. Let's give it a go to the right first. Open up your stance. 1. Now to the left. 2. Forward. 3. 4. Remember, short steps, legs underneath you. 1. 2. 3. 4. 1. 2. 3. 4. Let's go to the left. 1. 2. 3. 4. 1. 2. 3. 4. 1. 2. 3. 4. 1. 2. 3. 4. 1. 2. 3. 4. Good. From there, left foot to right and pushing down. Let's move on to our arrow walk stance with the step and slide now. So we're going to go forward, back, left and right. Just had a friendly fly land on me. And we're going to start off with that step and slide. So again, the direction we're going, we step and slide, step and slide, step and slide. Let me show you these side steps from the front. Step, slide, step, slide. Again, taking care not to step too big because we want to maintain that structure. So step enough to get there and slide the other leg back behind you. And to the right, same thing. Always heel to toe, so front foot, your toe lines up with your back heel. So we're never ending with our feet tightrope walking or too wide. So because the wider we come, it becomes harder to move quick in all directions. We want to keep our base as balanced as possible where we have the most options to move in any direction. So that's what we're aiming for when we do this. So after you've done every step and slide, if you need to, feel first. First, do you feel balanced? Then have a look. Am I roughly toe to heel? Is there a line down the middle between my feet? And then just correct yourself. It's very important that you correct yourself as you're progressing so that you can progress quicker. Let's open up our basic stance. Let's put our left leg forward and left arm to our basic guard. And we're going to go step and slide forward, back, left, right. So we'll go forward, back. Try and maintain your head the same level the whole time. Left, small steps to the sides, right. So make sure you're coming off your position wherever you are, but make it small steps because you'll move a lot quicker after. The bigger you start making the steps, the longer it'll take you. Forward, back, left, right. Forward, back, left, right, forward, back, left, right. Last time, forward, back, right, left. Thought I'd throw a little curveball in there. Let's change sides. And let's go again. Forward, back, right, left. Forward, back, left, right. Forward, back, right, left, forward, back, left, right. Let's do this one more time. Let's change. Let's do it one more time, and this time let's focus on pausing after every step and feeling where our grounding is, feeling our connection to our body, our connection to our feet, and do we feel grounded? Let's give that a go. Forward, back, left, right. Change sides. Forward. Pause, feel. Do you feel grounded? Do you feel balanced? Back, right, left. Pull back, left foot to right, push down. Okay, our final step in part 3 of this series, our launch step in our arrow walk position. Let's open up our stance. And nothing changes here. We're trying to maintain our balance, except we're being a bit more explosive with our footwork now, basically. So let's bring our left arm and left leg forward. And we're going to go forward, back, left, right, but this time we're driving, boom, off that back leg to go forward, driving off the front leg to go backwards, driving off the right leg to go to the left, and left leg to go to the right. Let's give it a go. Forward, back, left, right. Forward, back, left, right. Forward, back, left, right. Forward, back, left, right. Last time. Forward, back, dropping your weight to the ground. Left, right. Let's change. Forward, back, right, left. Forward, back, right, left. Forward, back, right, left. Last time. Forward, back, right, left. Pulling back, left foot to your right, push down. So there we have it, part 3 of our basic fundamental footwork training. Like with anything, your footwork is so important to train because ultimately it's what's getting you around. And that could be getting you out the way of a strike, that could be getting you in position for a strike, but ultimately it's your footwork's what's you're moving your vehicle around your body. So it takes a lot of specific focus training just on your footwork. So you have to break it down, you have to train that and spend time training your footwork, because in the long run that's going to benefit you a lot more than just training a lot of arm movements. Your footwork is, like I said, is going to get you out of bad situations and set you up for positions you want to be in as well. I'll see you in part 4.